there's this language you want to learn. Whether it's Japanese to watch anime without subtitles or French to just sound romantic. You started learning, and fast forward a couple of weeks later, you lose motivation. It doesn't mean anything anymore to learn. At the end of the month, you quit. That's the scenario that you don't want to relive. But how? How to not be part of the assumable 78% of quitters? Well, it all starts with having the right foundations, aka the right mentality. After all, a building doesn't last an earthquake with a weak foundation. So, using this metaphor I've just come up with, how to build ourselves a strong foundation that even the strongest of earthquakes could not break. First, you need to know why you are doing this. Why are you learning a language? Is it to integrate in a country? Is it for your job? Is it to discover a new culture? Whatever it is, make sure that it's reasonable and especially something you are serious about. Because once you start, there's no quitting until you have reached your goal, which is probably fluency. And to do that, you need to set realistic goals that you are certain you can achieve. Reflect on this for some while, since trust me, it is better to invest some time now rather than waste much more time later on. With this out of the way, let's build our motivation. Your motivation is your driver. So please don't opt for a bad driver if you don't want to crash. Jokes aside, don't chase external motivation, whether it's money, show off, whatever. Because these things will not matter later on. Sure, it might give you a boost now, but in a week or two, it will wear off and you'll give up. Instead, seek your goal as your motivation to, achieve your motivation. I'm learning a language because I will become fluent in it. It's something you would want to say to yourself. But don't lie to yourself. It has to be honest seeking, otherwise you won't feel anything. Something I want to point out, I see pretty much everyone doing is caring for what they are learning or memorizing, instead of caring that they are learning or memorizing. It's not what you learnt or memorized, it's that you have learnt or memorized. But be careful. It's so easy to make the mistake of praising yourself instead of praising your efforts. You are not smarter than anybody else, and you certainly are not gifted. We are all the same. The polyglots you see on social media are the same human beings as you are. The only difference between them and you is that they have put in a lot of work and effort to get to where they are now, while you are just beginning. It's your efforts what level you up. So logically, the more efforts you put, the more you'll level up. And don't forget to associate that feeling of happiness when you level up, aka when you hit a goal of yours, to the effort you've put to reach that goal. With that being said, we can move on to the one criteria that defines a successful language learner from an average one, and that's confidence. Confidence is essential to being a great learner. It's when you know that failure is one of the best teachers, and this teacher really has its way of teaching. Trust me, I'm saying this from experience. And when I look back to when I was in my beginner stages in French, I kind of wish I have chased failure and embarrassment, since that's what has taught me the most. I'll definitely chase failure more from now on, and you definitely should too. Also, remember that you're always improving. This will definitely help on your bad days when you feel you don't know what you're doing. It happens to the best of us, and it will always happen. Just ignore it and remember that you're always improving. You need to know when to take breaks. Remember that it's not a competition. There's no one competing against you except yourself. So have balance and don't ignore the feeling of tiredness. It's normal to feel tired. That's your sign to take a break. But don't confuse laziness for tiredness. The two feel the same, definitely, but a rule of thumb to differentiate between the two is asking yourself, is this break going to help me or deter me? If it were to deter you, then there you'd know that it's laziness and that you should get back to work. And that's the hard part of it all. It's the ability to keep on going even during battles against yourself. That's called consistency. Let's talk about that. Now, consistency is easy with a thriving motivation, but on the days where not everything goes as planned, consistency becomes harder to keep up with, and it will require some form of discipline. That's why you should set a realistic amount of tasks to do per day, as it's much better to do little tasks but continue doing them every day rather doing much bigger tasks but doing them every 3 days or so. But consistency is a double-edged sword, so staying consistent down the wrong lane will be counter-effective and will slow down your learning journey by a lot, which is exactly what you don't want to do since you're watching this video. Luckily for you, I've made the video right here explaining how I acquire a language quickly and efficiently. If I helped you in this video, then it will be fair for you and for me to like this video and subscribe to tell the algorithm that you want more videos like this. As always, have a wonderful day.